Well, hello all my friends. Welcome back or welcome to the channel. My name is T and this is my channel Crumpy and Sewing. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Simplicity 8265, which is a pattern I just did in the wardrobe series with Crystal of Crystal Sews and Stuff. So I'm going to be going over the two patterns that I did for this particular pattern, which are views D and view A. If you want to learn more about views A and views B and C, go over to Crystal's channel and check out her sew-alongs for those two views. I'll make sure that I leave the link to her channel in the description box below. You can go over and check those videos out. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the video and I'll tell you more about these two views that I sewed. Let's start with view D, which is the jacket. It consists of 6 pieces. So you have the front, the back, you have the front facing, the back facing, you have the sleeve, and you have the pockets. And it's a really easy make. And as I said before, I did a sew along of this, and I'll make sure that I put the video to that in the description box below, so you can go over and check it out just in case you want to see the sew along for the jacket. So for this particular jacket, it has several different features that I think are really nice. First of all, it's very easy. It's an unlined jacket, and it has 2 darts that's on the front of the garment, so on the left and the right of the garment. And it also has pockets on the side. It's inseam pockets on the side of the garment. And it also has a vent at the bottom of the garment, which I really love. It has a really nice narrow hem. It has a 5/8 inch hem on the vent as well as on the bottom of the jacket and on the sleeve. So for the sew along, if you have watched the sew along or you are intending to watch the sew along, I will tell you that the fabric that I used in the sew along is not the same, the end result of the jacket that you're going to see today. So the coat slash jacket that I made is with a wool fabric. It's a wool and polyester fabric that I purchased from Joann Fabrics, and the wool was on sale and I got it for like, I don't know, $7 a yard. It was very inexpensive to get this particular fabric because it was on sale. I really loved working with the fabric. However, it had its own challenges, and I'll tell you a little bit about that after I finish with the pattern review. So the wool does need a lining, and so I went into the project knowing that I would have to line it and that I would have to make some small adjustments to the pattern in order to put a lining on it, which was not hard at all. I just used the same amount of pieces for the front of the garment, the back of the garment, and the sleeve. I used that for my lining, and it wasn't hard at all. I just put those pieces together, and I also included my facings. I sandwiched the lining in between the facing and the front of the garment, if that makes any sense. And then I just stitched it down in the back. So it wasn't really hard at all. I'll show you throughout the video. I'll show you what that looks like so that you can get an idea of what I did. And it's a really nice coat, and I lined it with a 100% cotton flannel fabric. I think in hindsight, I would just use a regular lining because it is more warmer than I thought it would be. So in the future, I'll probably just use a regular lining. For the size range of this particular pattern, it is a 8 to a 14 and a 16 to a 24. So I purchased both patterns because the bottom of me is smaller than the top, and I knew that I was going to be using the pattern for the pants, and so I was going to need to go a size down. So for the jacket, I used the size 16 to 24 envelope, and I selected a size 22 for the armhole, and I graded down to a size 20 in the bust and the waist area. The only adjustment that I made to this pattern is to the sleeve. I shortened the sleeve by 2 inches, and I also shortened the waist by 2 inches. And those are really common adjustments that I usually have to make for myself. So I already knew that I was going to do that. In terms of modifications, I changed the length of the coat. I I shortened it by 10 inches. And so you'll see here in my pictures, my coat rests right in the lower thigh area. So those are the only changes and modifications that I had to make to the garment. And the only reason why I shortened the garment is because number one, I didn't really want to have a long coat for this particular style. I knew that I wanted to make a matching skirt to go with it, and I just would not have had enough fabric to do that. And so those are the two reasons why I wanted to have a shorter style, and I also didn't have enough fabric to do both the coat and the skirt if I would have made the longer version. Now for the skirt, I use the New Look 6231, and there's view C out of that envelope, and I'll make sure that I put an image here so you can see what that looks like. It's a really popular pattern. I've made the pants out of that before. The reason why I actually purchased that pattern is because I wanted to make the jacket, and I still haven't made the jacket yet. But as of today, I have made the skirt and the pants, and I like both of those out of that. That pattern is very simple and easy. You have the front, the back, and the waistband. So it's a three pattern piece, and it has 2 darts in the back of the garment in the skirt area. 2 darts in the back of the skirt for shaping, and so it's really nice. It fits really lovely. I can't remember the size that I chose off of that. I believe it was a size 16. And I graded to a size 18 for the hips. But it's a really beautiful pattern. And it also calls for wool type fabrics as well. So that's why I chose that particular pattern. Also because it's a very simple skirt pattern. And I was working with a houndstooth that where you had to match your fabrics, because this particular houndstooth has red lines going through the fabric, and so I had to do some matching. And that's another reason why I wanted to do the shorter version for the coat, because I didn't want to do a lot of matching. This particular garment, I'm referring to the coat, the jacket of Simplicity 8265. It is cut twice in the back, and the front is also cut twice. And I had to do a lot of matching with that as well. I'm so glad that I actually bought extra fabric for this. And your patterns always tell you on the back, if you're working with plaids or stripes, that you want to buy extra fabric. And I would encourage you to do so. So with this particular fabric, I did not, when I saw it on the bolt, I didn't realize, because with most houndstooth, you don't really have to do a lot of matching. But I didn't realize that it actually had stripes throughout the houndstooth, stripes of red. And like, I saw the stripes of red, obviously, and that's what attracted me to it. But it didn't really dawn on me until I got home that I was going to have to do some matching. And so I actually messed up on one of the panels. Like, the front panel was not matching with the side of on the side seam. So the front and the back side seams were not matching together. And so I had to remove one of the panels, one of the front of coat panels, and replace it with another one. And so I was really happy that I bought extra fabric for that, so that I could match it appropriately. So I really like the way that this garment turned out. It was so easy to make and to sew up. I had some extra fabric, and I created a belt to go with it. I'll show you what that looks like, but you'll also see that in the pictures as well. That belt does not come with the pattern. That's something that I created myself. And I just like the way that it actually looked. For the pants, so the pants is view A. It also has very few pattern pieces, and very easy for beginners. It has the front pattern piece, the back pattern piece, and then also the waistband. And again, if you want to make these and you're a beginner and you don't really know where to start, check out my sew along for this video, and I'm sure it'll help you. I've received so many comments on the video, so I have no doubt that you will benefit from the video. So this particular pattern for the pants, the only feature that it really has is it has darts in the back, and it features a waistband. In the waistband, it is elasticated, so you will be working with, I think it's a 1.5 inch waist elastic, and you will be feeding that into the channel of the waistband so that your pants can hold up. So that's your closure basically for your garment. It does not feature pockets, which I am a little bit sad about, but it's so easy to create pockets for pants. All you have to do is basically just create a slanted type pocket, and you can mimic that from any pocket really, and cut out a section on the top of your pants to add that pocket. So it's really easy to add a pocket to it. So I'm not worried about that, but it's very simple, very easy. And the fabric that they suggest for this particular pattern is, so let me tell you the suggested fabrics for the jacket first. So for views, for the jacket and the vest, so that's views D and E, you can use a boucle, a ponte, jacquards, linen, sateen, and stretch wovens, tweed, and wool type fabrics. So as I stated before, my fabric is not 100%, sorry, it's I think 48% polyester, 28% wool, and then something else. I can't remember what the contents are, but it is a wool polyester blend. And that's what I use for the skirt and for the jacket. For the pants, I use a ponte knit, and the fabrics call for stretch knits only. It calls for double knit, interlock, jacquard, jersey, those types of fabrics. I used a ponte, and it sewed up really well. It's a black ponte knit that I purchased from Joann Fabrics, and I really love the way that these pants fit. As I stated before, the only adjustment that I made was I shortened the legs of the pants. I shortened the pants by 2 inches, and that's the only adjustment I had to make. I was really nervous about the crotch. I thought that maybe I would have to raise that crotch up, but it sits pretty fine, and they're really comfortable, and I love the way that they fit, and I definitely will get some wear out of them. They feel very comfortable and like a loungewear type pant, but also something that you can actually wear outside as well. So I really appreciated how this pattern sewed up, and I'll show you what the pants look like. I'll stand, because I didn't get any pictures of the pants, so I will stand in the back here, and I'll show you what the pants look like. But those are the things that I've made for this project here. And I also made the Tracy Reese pattern, the Vogue V1203, and that was actually for the BHM Pattern Designers Challenge, but I didn't get a chance to get all my pictures and things together before I could actually post them in the month of February. So I'll show you what that looks like here. And I had meant to pair that skirt with this jacket and get photos of the skirt with the jacket and show you how it looks with that, but it just did not work out very well. We didn't have enough time. There wasn't enough light outside for us to continue to shoot. So the only thing that I was able to get was the first jacket, and then also the first skirt. So, but I was able to get the Tracy Reese skirt with on a different day with a different garment. And so you'll see that as well later on. But the Tracy Reese pattern is a skirt pattern that has an above the waistband. It has 6 panels, and the panels are, so it's a princess seamed skirt that is supposed to come above the knee, but I lengthened mine so it's a little below the knee. It also is lined, and it has an exposed zipper in the back of the garment. It's a beautiful pattern, and I love it. I absolutely love this skirt, and I can't believe it took me so long to make this, but I really like the skirt. I used a wool fabric with this one as well. It's a poly wool blend, and it's really nice, and it feels really good, but it does need to be lined, and so I had to line it as well. and I'll show you what that looks like as well. So yeah, I really have fun with all of these makes, and I'm really excited to get some wear out of these. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or comments about any of the things that I made, please make sure that you leave your comments with me in the comment section below. I hope I'm not forgetting anything, but if I am, please let me know if you have any questions. And until next time, everyone, stay creative. Bye.